Hi everyone, welcome to my channel 100 Books for Ears. This is episode 2 on my reading challenge to complete 100 books throughout my high school year, and the book I'll be reviewing today is The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. The book, set in the Roaring Twenties of the United States, tells the story of Nick Carraway and his life after moving into the West Egg region of New York. The plot revolves around an extravagant man called Jay Gatsby, who hosts famed parties every week at his mansion. It is later revealed that the motive behind the hosting was to catch the attention of Daisy Buchanan, a former lover of Gatsby who lives across the lake. Gatsby and Daisy met years ago but parted ways when Gatsby went to serve in the army during World War I. Gatsby, coming from a humble background as a young military officer, lacked the social status to marry Daisy. During his absence, Daisy went on to date and marry a man named Tom Buchanan, a wealthy and arrogant individual who had acquired his wealth through his pedigree. Nick, who was Daisy's cousin, helps Gatsby reunite with Daisy by arranging a meeting and rekindling their romance. However, this leads to conflicts between Gatsby and Tom, which reach their peak when Tom mocks Gatsby's poor past and reveals the questionable methods he used to amass his wealth. The conflict takes a tragic turn when Daisy, driving in Gatsby's car, accidentally hits Myrtle Wilson, who is Tom's mistress. George Wilson, who is her husband, mistakenly thinks the killer was Gatsby due to the car, killing him and himself as a result. Ultimately, Nick comes to realize the shallowness and immorality of the wealthy. The story concludes with Gatsby's funeral, which is ironically attended by only a few people in stark contrast to his lavish parties, highlighting the illusory promises of the American dream. Initially, Gatsby's rise to success from humble beginnings seems to be the perfect embodiment of the American dream. However, his demise suggests a different story. Not only did he gather money through illegal methods, but he also ultimately failed to acquire what he truly wanted, Daisy. Fitzgerald suggests that chasing wealth as a target leads to disappointment, as money cannot buy happiness. At Daisy's dock, a green light is always lit, visible from across the lake. This light serves as a symbol of hope, signifying Gatsby's dreams to be with Daisy again, but also serves as a constant reminder that the dream is unreachable, as Gatsby can only look at the light, not touch it. It portrays how dreams can be so close yet be so far away. While Gatsby's parties seem luxurious and extravagant at first, their emptiness can be spotted upon closer inspection. Almost none of the guests of the party know what Gatsby looks like, conveying the absence of gratitude as Gatsby's parties were taken for granted. Additionally, all the guests simply disappear when the party is over, reinforcing the fact that wealth will never create authentic relationships. One of my favorite quotes in The Great Gatsby comes right at the very end, when Nick says, "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past." It sounds simple, a boat trying to move forward but always being pushed back, but it's deeper than it seems. Fitzgerald uses it to show how no matter how hard we try to push forward, we're often pulled back by our past, by memories, regrets, or dreams we can't let go of. For Gatsby, that dream was Daisy, not just the real Daisy, but this perfect, almost magical version of her that existed only in his head. And no matter how rich he became or how grand his gestures were, he could never actually bring that dream into reality. And this is where the quote expands into something bigger, the American dream. We're told that if you work hard enough, we can rise above anything. But in the world of The Great Gatsby, progress often means giving up honesty and values. The wealthier characters look glamorous, but underneath, they're careless, selfish, and even cruel. We especially see it as how they treat people they've used. When Gatsby's reputation starts to crumble, nobody's there to stand by him. And that's the new point I want to make here. In the novel, loyalty is almost non-existent. People will show up when things are fun, easy, exciting, but when life gets difficult, they disappear. That's part of why Gatsby's story feels so tragic. Because it's not just about losing Daisy, it's also about realizing how fragile human connections can be when they're built on appearances instead of something real. And that's why this quote is my favorite. It's not just about Gatsby, it's about all of us. We're all rowing our boats, trying to reach our goals, but the currents of our pasts have a way of pulling us back. And sometimes, like Gatsby, we're chasing something that was never really possible to begin with. That wraps up episode 2 of 100 Books for Ears. Thanks for watching. If you like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 3, where I'll be reviewing a book that helped me become a better version of myself. Bye.